Senator Elizabeth Warren just cannot stop lying. The 2020 presidential prospect previously lied about her Native American heritage, and now it appears she greatly exaggerated her account of being sexually harassed during her years at Harvard. Over the weekend, Warren recounted the incident on Meet the Press. Here is a transcript of Elizabeth Warren and Chuck Todd's exchange. SEN. Elizabeth Warren: Yes, I have a Me Too story too. I was a baby law professor and so excited to have my first real teaching job. And there was this senior faculty member who, would tell dirty jokes and make comments about my appearance. And one day he asked me if I would stop by his office, which I didn't think much about, and I did. And he slammed the door and lunged for me. It was like a bad cartoon. He's chasing me around the desk, trying to get his hands on me. And I kept saying, "You don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. I have little children at home. Please don't do this." And trying to talk calmly. And at the same time, what was flickering through my brain is, if he gets hold of me, I'm going to punch him right in the face. SEN. Elizabeth Warren: After several rounds, I jumped for the door and got out. And I went back to my office and I just sat and shook and thought, what had I done to bring this on? And I told my best friend about it. Never said a word to anyone else. But for a long time, I wore a lot of brown. SEN. Elizabeth Warren: What it means now that so many people have spoken out, is it's a way to say, we're here for each other. And it's also a way to say, no, it's not about what you did. He's the one who stepped out of line, and this is on him. The Boston Herald noticed Warren switched up her account of the incident, which took place more than 2 decades ago. Warren turned a light-hearted version of the story into a traumatic experience to capitalize of the #MeToo hashtag. The hashtag, which has gone viral on Twitter in light of Harvey Weinstein's sexual abuse allegations, it aimed at raising awareness of the horrid behavior. Boston Herald reports. U.S. Sen. Elizabeth Warren reportedly switched up her account of sexual harassment that she relayed this weekend in a televised Me Too testimonial from an earlier light-hearted version. But the Boston Globe reported last night that Warren recounted the same incident in a more light-hearted manner at a memorial service after the professor's death in 1997, an account the Globe noted was inconsistent with her story on Sunday. During the service after his death in 1997, Warren spoke fondly of law professor Eugene Smith and told the gathered mourners she was laughing as Smith chased her around his desk, according to a colleague's memoir. The Globe reported the author of the memoir, John Nixon, told the paper, "I may have been wrong saying she was laughing," adding that he was writing about the service 15 years after the fact. The paper also noted that Warren failed to mention on Meet the Press that Smith had polio. The Globe said Warren told the broadsheet yesterday she shared the story at the memorial service as a statement about Smith's authority. "It was 20 years later, and he didn't have power over me anymore," Warren told the newspaper, which noted she was by then a Harvard law professor. For the record, Warren lied for years about being Native American to get promoted. She was listed as the Harvard Law's first woman of color in 1997 Law Review piece on diversity and affirmative action. Elizabeth Warren has pushed back hard on questions about a Harvard Crimson piece in 1996 that described her as Native American, saying she had no idea the school where she taught law was billing her that way and saying it never came up during her hiring a year earlier, which others have backed up. But a 1997 Fordham Law Review piece described her as Harvard Law School's first woman of color, based, according to the notes at the bottom of the story, on a telephone interview with Michael Chmura, news director, Harvard Law, August 6, 1996. Warren was listed as a woman of color in the 1993 Harvard Student Journal. And in 2012 Elizabeth Warren admitted she told Harvard Law she was Native American. Warren lied to get her job at Harvard and, thanks to Donald Trump, she was exposed as a fraud this year.